For nearly 1,000 years, the Tower of London has stood as a symbol of power, a royal palace, a formidable fortress, and a grim prison. But beyond its stone walls and historic grandeur lie stories of betrayal, tragedy, and death. These are the tales that have seeped into the very fabric of the building, giving rise to some of England's most famous and enduring ghost stories. Join us as we unlock the dark secrets of the tower and meet the spirits who are said to still walk its ancient halls. The tower's most famous spectral resident is undoubtedly Queen Anne Boleyn, the second wife of King Henry VIII. In 1536, she was accused of treason, adultery, and incest, charges widely believed to be fabricated to allow the king to marry Jane Seymour. She was brought back to the tower, this time not as a queen, but as a condemned prisoner. On May 19th, she walked to the scaffold on Tower Green, a site reserved for executions of high rank, and was beheaded by a skilled French swordsman. For centuries, her ghost has been seen walking the grounds. She often appears near the Queen's house, where she spent her final days, or gliding towards the chapel where she is buried. Many have reported seeing her headless, carrying her own head under her arm, a truly chilling sight. On the anniversary of her execution, some claim to see a full procession led by and marching silently through the tower's courtyards before vanishing into thin air. Her tragic end ensures her story, and her spirit, will forever be linked to these walls. Perhaps the most heart-wrenching tale is that of the princes in the tower. In 1483, following the death of King Edward IV, his two young sons, 12-year-old Edward V and his 9-year-old brother Richard, were lodged in the tower for their protection by their uncle, Richard, Duke of Gloucester. The boys were the rightful heirs to the throne. But soon, they were declared illegitimate, and their uncle ascended the throne as King Richard III. The princes were last seen playing in the Tower Gardens in the summer of 1483. After that, they disappeared. They were never seen alive again. It is widely believed they were murdered on their uncle's orders to secure his claim to the crown. Nearly 200 years later, in 1674, workmen renovating a staircase in the White Tower discovered a wooden chest containing the skeletons of two small children. They were believed to be the remains of the lost princes and were given a royal burial in Westminster Abbey. But their spirits, it seems, never found peace. Ghostly apparitions of two small boys in white nightgowns have been seen holding hands, huddled in fear in the rooms of the Bloody Tower. Their faint sobs and whispers are sometimes heard echoing through the empty corridors, a perpetual reminder of the innocent lives lost within this fortress. Another mysterious figure is the White Lady. Her identity is not as clear as the royal ghosts, but her presence is no less unsettling. She is often seen standing at a window in the White Tower, waving to groups of children below. The story goes that she was once a resident of the tower, and her spirit is drawn to the laughter and innocence of youth. But her most famous calling card is a cheap, overpowering perfume that suddenly fills the air, only to vanish moments later. Guards patrolling the White Tower at night have reported the sudden, inexplicable scent, often accompanied by a feeling of intense cold and unease, a sure sign that the White Lady is near. The tower's history is soaked in blood. For centuries, it was the site of torture and execution. From the rack and the scavenger's daughter in the dungeons to the heads of traitors displayed on spikes at Traitor's Gate, this was a place of immense suffering. It's no surprise that the grounds are said to be teeming with spectral energy. Guards on night duty known as beefeaters have reported countless strange occurrences, disembodied screams echoing from the Bloody Tower, shadowy figures darting across the battlements, and the ghostly form of a huge bear that materializes and then charges only to disappear just before impact. From wronged queens and murdered princes to nameless prisoners, the Tower of London is a monument not just to history, but to the human stories of love, loss, and betrayal that took place within it. These are not just ghost stories, they are the echoes of a dark and turbulent past, a past that refuses to be forgotten. The next time you walk these ancient grounds, listen closely. You might just hear the whispers of history calling to you from the shadows. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this journey into the paranormal, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more historical mysteries.